Hello, hi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope we're all okay. Sorry, let me just get this back to the first slide. Sorry. Okay. So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm happy to be here. If you can hear my audio, sure if my audio is very okay. Let me just switch that. Okay, so if you can see my screen and you can hear my voice well, please let me know in the chat section. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here with you today, being your trainer for this first session. All right. I appreciate you taking your time to join today's session. And I hope you're going to have a good time. I hope you're going to learn a lot. And everything that you're going to learn, you're actually going to put them into practice. That's the most important bit. All right. So on the call, I can see Brown was here before. Hi, Brown. How are you? Then Lord Spade is also here. Dennis, it's Myla, Yemi, Sunday, Barnabas, Husseina, Uche Brown, and Halima. How has your day been? How have you been? Thank you so much for being patient. I was wrapping up with another meeting, so I got here a few minutes late, but I'm basically happy to be here with you. My name is Berry Lokwach. I'll be your trainer for the day, and I'm based in Kenya. I work at Impacta as the partnership lead, and I'm also a trainer. Okay. Did I mention I'm in Kenya? So at Impacta, we are very diverse. We have, colleagues in different areas across Africa, and we still get to work together. So we are here we are here courtesy of the partnership with UAE, and I would really like to appreciate them for that and for taking the initiative to roll out the digital skills training for all the participants in here. And at the end of the day, I think what we need to note is that it's not just about attending classes, and saying, I'm attending the digital skills training. The most important thing in all this is understanding that what will be taught today and in the subsequent classes, you will be able to actually put them into practice. So you actualizing or rather actioning what you've been taught is the most important thing. So thank you so much. Mariam, I see you. Judith, I also see you. Happiness, hi, how are you? Okay. So all right. Judith says, looking forward to an exciting learning experience. And we hope to make this learning experience exciting to you as well. Right? That's what we are, uh, hoping. Okay. Just hold on. All right. So, like I said, I'm happy to be here today. What we're going to look at today is the topic on the screen, building your brand and selling online. That's the focus for today's class. Pleased to be here as well. All right. So, without much ado, let's get into um, today's let's get into today's topic, which is building your brand on the online space. So we're going to have 8 topics. We're going to look at building your brand. How do you create your own digital marketing strategy? How do you look at insights and know whether the platforms that you're in are working out for you or not? All right. How do you set up your own Google ads? We're going to look at even an introduction to digital marketing and all the elements that make up digital marketing. So, but that's not specific to this class. We'll have 8 classes, which will run for the next 4 weeks. So we'll have 2 classes per week. So make sure that you're always taking note of the links that are shared and the reminders that are shared in regards to the class schedules so that you don't miss any class. And then it's also important to note that when we're having the class, please be, you can drop your questions in the chat section. I will be picking questions and responding to questions. I'll also have a moderator on the call to help me with, responding to questions and sharing additional resources, right? So make sure you're taking notes. Be very interactive in the chat section. And then an attendance form will be shared towards the end of the class. So the purpose of the attendance form is basically to know who attended today's class, and then we will send certificates according to who filled the attendance form. So towards the end of the class, an attendance form will be shared in the chat. Make sure you fill it, all right? If you don't have a notebook or a pen to take notes, you can screenshot the slides on the screen because we're not sharing the deck after the class. So make sure that you're keen in class and you're taking notes and everything. All right. So thank you so much. Now we only have 50 minutes because we've already taken the 10 minutes for introduction to get into the content. So what we're going to cover in today's class first is understanding what branding is. What is a brand and why should your brand be online? Right? Why is it important to take your brand to the online space? And then understanding your target audience. Who are your target audience? Who are you targeting, right? With, if you take your brand to the online space, who are you looking at as your target population? And then how can you generate your sales on social media? That's what you're going to cover in today's class. And the first thing I think I'm going to ask is to better understand where your level of understanding and knowledge is. How are you currently making your business known online? If you're on the online space, which platform are you using? I think it's important for me to get to understand that. So please feel free to drop your comments and questions or responses rather in the chat section. Which platforms are you currently in? All right. How are you making your business known online at the moment? So I'm in the chat section. Please feel free to drop your comments. Please feel free to drop your comments. How are you currently making your business known online? How are you currently making your business known online? Please feel free to respond in the chat section. Waiting for your responses. How are you currently making your business known? Wow. So I have Yemi saying WhatsApp status, happiness, WhatsApp and Facebook. Ahmed says, it's pleased to be here. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Then Mariam, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. So most of us are using the, platforms on the Meta family. Who else? Who else? Please feel free to drop your comments in the chat. Who else? Brown says WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Thread. Oh, you already got into Thread. Am I the only one who's not on Thread right now? Halima says WhatsApp. Brown, you've said Twitter. Twitter is now X. Apparently, Twitter is called X now. They changed the name. Halima says WhatsApp. Idris, WhatsApp. Judith, WhatsApp and Facebook. Gabriel, WhatsApp and Facebook. Sunday says WhatsApp. All right. So thank you all so much for that. All right. Martha, through use of WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook. I appreciate the responses. Okay. Abubakar says WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. And Hasi, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right. So those are good responses. Thank you so much. The next question is, what advantages does online presence bring to your business? All these platforms that you've mentioned you're in, what are some of the advantages that have come to your business by having it online? Have you been able to make more sales, engage with more people, reach out to more audience? What are some of the advantages that have come about to your business by having it on the online space? What advantages, what benefits have you so far um, gained from having your business on the online space? Okay, please feel free to drop your responses. Okay, Let's see. I've only used Instagram and WhatsApp. Okay. So what benefits? What are some of the advantages that you've gained from having your business in the online space? Bakar says visibility and sales. Visibility and sales. And I like how you basically put that response. So thank you so much, Bakar. Happiness, I've been able to reach out to more than I would have done ordinarily. Exactly. You're able to reach out to more people, not necessarily within your geographical location. So you're not limited to where your business is. All right. Gabriel says getting more customers, you increase your visibility. So more and more people get to know about the existence of your business, the kind of products you deal with or services. All right. Julius, hi Julius, how are you? Judith also says visibility. So I appreciate the feedback. Thank you all so much. All right. So we'll move on to understanding your brand identity. Remember, we said in today's class, you're going to look at how you can build your brand. All right. Then after building your brand identity, how can you leverage on the online space to ensure that you're selling your brand identity? All right. So one understanding the first thing to understand what your brand identity is basically are the visible elements that make up your brand. All right. They see your logo, they identify your logo with your business, the colors, all right, the tone that you use even on your social media pages, all right, the tone that you use to do your post, to engage with your clients, all right. So all these things, the visible elements that make up your brand, that is what we call your brand identity. For example, you can see Impactor's logo coming up on the screen, and it's going to come up just right now. All right. You can see the color is the colors that we are using even on our decks. All right. The slide that I'm using, it's the design, all right, is the color design is related to our logo. Like these are our specific colors. So these are our brand colors. Our flyers will always have this one wine red and this orange, all right, because those are our brand colors. Okay. So sometimes you might even see maybe creative a flyer going around, all right. Probably you haven't seen the logo even on the flyer, but you look at the colors, you're like, this looks almost like an impactor flyer, all right. So because people basically relate what they see to your brand. So what do you want, I mean, what perception do you want people to have when they see, if it's flyers, when they see your products, all right, when they come to your Facebook page, all right, how do you want them to identify you? All right. So those are the things that make up your brand. All right. And why is it important to have a brand identity? It basically helps with creating basically your brand reputation, first of all right. It helps with creating your brand reputation, all right. And then a mix of all these things gives your customers a complete experience of your brand, all right. So you're basically packaging your business to be attractive, all right, and to your clients, to be attractive to your clients, all right, to be relatable with your clients whenever they see your products, whenever they see your brand, when they come across, if it is social media posts, all right. So it gives them a complete customer experience, basically, right? Then some of the things you need to consider when you want to start with building your own brand identity is you need to know, what is my business name? What's the name of my business? My business is called Beryl's Organics. My business is called Impactor. My business is called Jay's Restaurant. All right. What is your business name? You need to have a business name. Then you also need to have a logo. Okay. You also need to have a logo. What is your logo? All right. So sometimes most of SMEs, if you're a small business owner, you'll say, you know what? Oh, I don't have the money to get a web developer, not a web developer, to get a graphic designer to do a logo for me. So that's out of reach. It's basically not out of reach. There are platforms that you can leverage on to create your own there are platforms that you can leverage on to create your own logos, and one of them is Canva, right? So you can go to Canva, www.canva.com, to basically start with creating your logo. There are templates that are ready. All you have to do is to customize those templates. Okay. So you can go to canva.com. The link will be shared in the chat section, www.canva.com. Make sure that you get started with that. And there's a free version and the paid version. So if you want additional features, you can pay for the premium version. But if you don't have the money for the premium feature, the premium account on Canva, you can always use the free version. Okay, so the link will be shared in the chat section, canva.com, to get started with, and you can even create your social media flyers, right, on Canva. Thank you so much, Dinah, for that. Then you get to look at what are my brand colors. For example, if you look at let me see. If you look at something like MTN, okay, let's look at MTN. I'm trying to check online. The brand color is basically yellow. All right. So you'll see even the billboards. I'm sure even their own billboards, if they have billboards, I'm sure they have billboards, right? You'll see that it has yellow. Their social media posts, all right, is yellow. All right. Most of their flyers are yellow. They have yellow on it because it's relatable. That is their brand color. All right. So you get to choose your brand color, most of the shapes that you're going to use, all right, and some visual elements, all right. So what are your default elements, all right, that you would mostly have on your flyers, right? Sometimes you find there's a business or that prefer to have live, like photographs of say humans, like real humans, all right? So not icons. So you'll find that there are brands that prefer to have photographs on their flyers, all right? And you're able to get free photos of people to use on your flyers on different sites online. There's freepic.com, there's Unsplash, it's called unsplash.com. So you can get free pictures to use on your flyers, all right? Then what kind of language are you using on your designs? What kind of language are you using on the captions? So that also goes to your tone of voice. So when I'm making my social media post, I like to be maybe witty, all right? Or you want to be corporate if you're in the corporate sector, all right? Or you want to be entertaining. So what kind of tone are you going to take for your social media post? It's very, very important to have that in place. Do you understand? And then once you've created your own brand identity, the kind of colors, the kind of tone to use with your clients, the kind of designs that you will have on your flyers, you train your employees, because someone else might be handling your Facebook page, all right, doing your social media management, your community management. They should be able to know how they're supposed to interact with your clients, all right, the kind of language they're supposed to use when creating content. This is what we do, all right. So that's why it's important to also communicate the same with your employees, or with anyone who's basically working with you in your business, all right. So why do you think it's important to take your business to the online space? And this takes us back to the benefits that we just talked about in the previous, when I asked the question, what are some of the advantages that came about when you took your business online, all right. So this is basically a run through of what all of us dropped, of the responses that were dropped in the chat section. All right. So businesses get to buy and sell products. I'm able to buy from my suppliers because they're also online. All right. They're also online. I can find my suppliers online. So I can buy from them, and I'm also able to sell my products, right? I'm able to reach out to my customers. I'm not just limited to walk-in customers, right? I can get online sales. Someone can buy from me, like they discover my page online, they like my products, they call me, they make an order. I'm able to reach out to more customers online. I'm able to see what is my competitor doing, all right? They have a Facebook page. How is their interaction? What are some of the posts that they make on their pages? Do they have a website? How is their website performing? So I'm able to research on my competitors to know if there's something they're doing right, can I copy that? If there's something they're not doing, can I do that? all right? And you're also able to advertise. So you can do organic advertisement or paid advertisement. Organic being the normal posting that we do. Paid is when you decide to, run sponsored ads either on Facebook or on the search engine. All right. Then the benefits basically that you have is you're available online. It's not like you have a shop and then, with shops, probably you operate from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. Okay. But with being online, you're not just limited to a specific time of operation, right? You might be on your couch, maybe just watching the evening news. You decide, let me go to my page, and you find someone. Maybe they dropped a comment and they said, please reserve this for me. I would like this. You're available online. If they have an inquiry and they drop on your page, you're always able to respond at any one time. And then there's low operating cost, especially if you're doing, say, social media, the Google business profile, they're all free. You're not paying for anything. It's free unless you decide to run paid ads, which is also very affordable because you're running ads according to the budget, according to your own budget. If I have $50, if I have $40, I'm still able to do paid advertisement with that budget, right? And then there's better customer support. We have more and more people going to the online space right now. For example, we have 65% of the active mobile phone users in Nigeria have shopped online. So we have 80% of Nigerians have access to the internet, all right, have access to smartphones. That's 80% of Nigerians. Then 65% of the active mobile phone users have shopped online, all right? So you're able to, that takes us back to being able to reach out to more customers. Customers can always come to your page, drop their comments, you can respond to them. So there's better customer support. If they bought something from you and they don't know how to use it, they drop comments on your page. You know what? I bought this from you. I don't know how to use it. You can decide to schedule a live video, right? So those live sessions and do a demo, product demo, right? So people who bought from you are able to know how to use your product, right? So there's better customer support, right? And some of the platforms that you can leverage on to take your business online. We all know about social media. Most of us have said they're in WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. Right now we have TikTok. Okay. So now when you go to TikTok, you find a lot of people selling online, hawkers, online hawkers. And I have a friend of mine she had, just a small shop selling baby clothes, all right? And it would take her a lot of time to make sales, all right, to finalize selling one bill of clothes, all right. But right now she sells bills in one night, in 2 nights, something that would take her maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks, all right, to complete that sale. She's doing it in 2 days. And that's the power of TikTok, right? You just find the platform that will work out for you, the strategies that you can use and leverage on that. Then you can also decide to have a website, okay? So you can decide to have a website. You might also decide, you know what, I find that getting a website developed is pretty complicated or will require resources that I have, so I can't afford it. Who said? All right. So there's free sites. There's sites that you can go to. You get free templates and you create your own website. So they're just templates ready for you. All you have to do is to customize those templates. Remember, according to your brand identity. Do you understand? So Dinah will share, or Judith will share the links to the free website in the chat section. So please make sure all the resources that are being shared in the chat section, please make sure you copy them, put them somewhere safe. You can look at them after the class. So the links to the free website, thank you so much. They've been shared in the chat section. The website builder site. You want to get started with creating your own website, please make sure you do that. The links have been shared in the chat section. All right. Then there's also the business directory. You can decide to place your business on Yellow Pages. All right. So Yellow Pages, you're still also discoverable. When you go to Yellow Pages, you create your own, You open your own profile, what's the name of your business, where are you located, and Yellow Pages is now online. It's not like long time ago when we were kids, it was like a big book. You'd have this big book and you would find the big book in the telephone booths, right? I'm pretty old, so when I'm talking about this, I'm sure one or two of you can understand. So there were those telephone booths where you had to make the calls, and then the Yellow Pages, the big books with the addresses, were always there. Right now, Yellow Pages is online. So someone can still go online and find all your details on Yellow Pages. And then you can also decide on e-commerce platforms. So you can decide to list your business on Jumia, on Konga, all right? I think also Alibaba, depending on, which one would work for you. So you can also decide on an e-commerce platform to make your business visible to your clients. Do I have any questions so far? Thank you so much. The link to Yellow Pages has also been shared in the chat section. So do I have any questions so far? You can see I have my two colleagues in the chat section. I have Judith and Dinah. They're also doing a good job responding to, sharing resources. So please make sure Judith is actually in Benin and Dinah is in Cameroon. Remember when I started the session, I said Impacta is a diverse team. So make sure that you ask them as many questions as you would like and you take note of all the resources they're sharing. Do I have any question? If there's no question, you can also tell me we are together, Beryl. There's no question. Let's move on. Is there any question? So let me see in the chat section. Like I said, if there's no question, feel free to indicate you don't have any question. We can move on. Thank you so much, Maria. You can use, Mariam says we can move on. So thank you for the prompt. Any other person, any other feedback? Yes. You can say Beryl. There is no question. Let's move on. I've only received feedback from Mariam, so I don't even know if we are together or I lost someone along the way. Let's move on. Thank you, Gabrielle. Thank you. All right, I appreciate. Okay, so remember to drop any questions at any one time. I will respond to them as we move on. Now let's look at how you get to find your target audience. Let's look at how you get to find your target audience. I think the first thing is to understand who is my target audience. Who do I want to buy from me? All right, who do I want to reach with my product? Who do I want to reach with my service? I'm in the cosmetic industry. Who is my primary audience? Obviously, ladies, all right? Ladies who are in what age group? Maybe between 18 to 35, okay? Where do they stay? I'm based in Nairobi. I don't do deliveries, all right? So I want people who are in Nairobi. So you need to understand who you're targeting with your products. That is the most important thing. When you get to understand your target audience, a lot of all the other marketing efforts actually fall into place. Because when you get to understand your target audience, you understand who they are, their demography, right? Their location, their psychography, that is their values, their perceptions. You get to understand them, all right? You get to understand their interests. What are they interested in? Okay, you get to understand their purchase intention and their purchase ability. Are they able to afford my products if I price my product at this specific amount, right? Then their pain points, which is the most important thing. What challenges are they encountering? And can my business be a solution to that challenge? Can my business be a solution to that pain point? Okay, so those are the most important things you need to look at when you're doing your audience analysis. So your target audience is basically a group of people identifying as being your likely customers, people who are likely to convert with you, they're likely to buy from you, right? And you can group them into three. I've already explained what you need to look at when you're doing your audience analysis. I talked about the demography, the psychography, the location, the interests, the challenges, all right? and their purchasing ability, right? So when you want to separate them, okay, you're separating, basically segregating your audience according to interests. What are they interested in? They're interested in cosmetics. What kind of cosmetics? Foundations, lipsticks, the full bit, the full, that whole package of foundations with concealers and whatnot, right? What are their interests? Okay. Then their purchase intention. Do they have the ability to buy from me? Are they the decision makers? All right. And we're going to get to that. Their purchase intentions. All right. Are they like willing to buy this specific product? Can they afford it if I price it at this um at this amount? All right. And then in subcultures, that is grouping your audience according to shared interests. Okay. So I can group my audience according to maybe they like the same music or they like this kind of entertainment. All right. So you can group them according to subcultures as well. Okay. So those are the three types of target audiences that you're always looking at. The one who has the capability to buy, to purchase from you, um, the one who has interests, right? And then others with shared interests. Because if you find one with, these are the kind of people who are interested, and then you find a particular group of people who share the same interest, these ones who share the same interest are your potential clients as well. Okay, so it's important to find that category of target audience as well if you want to increase your sales. Okay, then you also need to understand the roles of your audience. I might find audiences that have the interest of what I'm offering, but is this person the decision maker? All right, is this person the one who will get into their wallet, depending on which school you went to? Is this the kind of person who get into their wallet and get that money out and buy from me? That is the decision maker. All right. Or is this the supporter? So the supporter is also someone very crucial for your business to make sales. They do not make the final purchasing decision, but they influence that decision. Okay. So they do not have for example, I'm running ads, okay, for cosmetics, right? I don't want to just, you know, um, I don't want to just show my ad to women, okay? I can decide to show my ad to men as well, because maybe it's a man who would want to buy, the makeups for maybe their girlfriends or their wives or whatever. So they influence that decision. They are indirect supporters. Do you understand? So those are the people that you also need to look at, the decision maker and the supporter, because the supporter influences the decision to be bought. I mean, influences the decision, the purchasing decision. That's what I mean. Do you understand? So the 6 ways to determine your target audience. The first way you can get to understand about your target audience is analyzing your customer base and carrying out client interview. Okay, analyzing your customer base and carrying out client interview. Right now there's SurveyMonkey, okay, and there's Google Forms, which are free. And all these things I'm talking about are actually free. There's SurveyMonkey and there's Google Forms. So you can do a survey of your current audience. Send the survey to them on WhatsApp, in the WhatsApp groups. All right. Get feedback from them. What do they think about your product? What do they think about your business? What do they think about your customer service? What do they recommend for a change? What's not, what do they think you're doing in your business that's not working out? Collect feedback from them. Understand what other products would they be interested in if you decided to expand your product catalog. Okay, so that's one. The other two is conducting market research and identifying market trends. As much as you're doing your audience analysis, you also need to do your market analysis, because your audience is in your market, right? So you need to understand this is what is trending in the market. These are what people are looking for. This is what is in demand. You understand? at what point is there a peak in demand of this specific product. Like right now in Kenya, it's very cold. It's like the only thing remaining is having snow. That is the only thing remaining, to have snow, because it's so cold. So you find that most people right now are buying, you know, clothes for the cold weather. So heavy jackets, heavy jumpers, marvins, scarves, sweatpants. Do you get? So that's what people are buying right now. So that's what's in demand at the in the clothing market. Do you understand? So you need to identify industry trends, identify the market, identify how it's fluctuating. And you can always do this. There are tools that you can do this through social media. So you do a lot of social listening. You can do your market analysis through, you can go to trends.google.com. The link will also be shared. You can go to trends.google.com, trends.google.com. So that's another site where you can do your market analysis to identify industry trends. Okay, trends.google.com. And then you can also use the Google Market Finder. Okay, the Google Market Finder. Let me see if I can get that for you. The Google Market Finder. Okay. So the link to the Google Market Finder will be, I'm just sharing that with you right now in the chat section. Thank you. And Dinah has shared the link to trends.google.com. Please, Dinah, also share the one for Google Market Finder. These two sites you can use to do a research of what's trending in different markets. If you're in Abuja, you want to open an office in Lagos, you can go to Google Trends, okay, and try and see, because you can search trends by location. So you see this is what is trending in Lagos. Okay, so if I open my business there, there's a possibility of me making sales because there's a demand of my product over there. Then you can also analyze your competitors. You go online, analyze your competitors, go to their Facebook pages, go to their Google business profiles, look at their reviews, right? Look at the kind of conversations they're having with their clients on their pages, okay? Then you create personas. Personas are basically customer profiles. So these are profiles that you create to better to represent your target audience and better understand your audience in regards to their interests, their needs, and their challenges. Do you understand? And then who isn't your target audience? Because if I know, all right, I'm selling, let's say I am selling baby clothes, all right, I might be targeting female of a specific age group. I might be targeting male of a specific age group, all right. So if I'm selling, baby clothes, basically I'm not targeting maybe women 65 years of age and above. Highly unlikely. Do you understand? So you need to identify who your target audience is so that your marketing efforts are targeted to people who will actually buy from you. And then if you have a website, you can use Google Analytics, which is, we're going to look at that in the session we're going to cover basically on data and insights. So understanding, I have a website. How many people came to my website? How many people bought products from my website? These are the amount of people who came to my website. Where did they come from? What did they do? How much time did they spend on my website? So that you know, and that's basically on your website. If it's Facebook or Instagram, there's the Facebook Business Manager. I made 3 posts on Facebook last week. This is the post that had the most engagement. At what time did people engage with this post? Who are these people who engaged with this post? So once you engage with leveraging on data and insights tools, you get to know whether your efforts are making sense or are working out for you or not. All right. Now, when you're creating target personas, and I've just mentioned that target personas are basically profiles that you create to represent a population of your target audience. All right. So you need to create personas according to age, their gender, location, interest, income, to know their purchasing power, all right, their educational level. You can even categorize your target persona with their salary range so that you know, are they capable of affording this product? Who do they trust? What do they read or watch? All right. So, for example, I'm in the fashion business. I'm selling, and I like to give this example basically all the time. That's the example that I give. I'm in the fashion business and I'm selling corporate suits, all right, and probably casual official wear. Obviously, I'm targeting people in the corporate sector. It could be male, it could be female. So most people usually get started with working at around 25 years or 24 to maybe around 55. These are people in the corporate sector. So I'm targeting male or female people from 24 to maybe 55, but I still need to group them into different age groups so that I know the kind of language. The same way I'll talk to a 20-year-old is not the same way I'll talk to a 50-year-old. All right. Which platforms do they normally use? The ones who are maybe between 40 to 55 are mostly on Facebook. And then the ones from 25 to 35 like Instagram a lot. So obviously I can find them on these specific pages. Since they're in the corporate sector, I think they also like LinkedIn. So I can decide to also open a profile on LinkedIn. All right. And since they're in the corporate world, they possibly would be able to afford my suits if I price them at this specific amount. All right. And they have 8 to 5 jobs, meaning I can't find them online during the day. So what if I start making my post, my Facebook post in the evening? That is when they leave work, maybe they're in traffic, they're on their phones. They can see my ad or my post at that time than if I made my post at 11 a.m. They're not online. Do you understand? So that's how you get to understand. When you're creating your target persona, it helps you to understand your audience. Then you're able to know these people are very busy people. All right. They don't have time to come to my shop to pick clothes. So they probably prefer deliveries. All right. Can I offer deliveries to them so that I don't tell them, oh, we can't sell to you because you don't do deliveries? No. Their challenge is they don't have time to, you know, come for deliveries. So, I mean, to come to my shop to do pickup. So, can I do deliveries? Do you understand? So, you basically get to understand your customers better when you create target personas. All right. Now, when you get to create a strong brand identity, all right, first of all, you enhance your recognition. Most people get to know or relate some of the things they go to, I mean, they come across online with your brand. All right. They will see a flyer, maybe they see the flyer before they even see your logo, they will know this is MTN's flyer. Right. Then you get increased business value. The more you increase your brand reputation, if it's a positive brand reputation, then you have increased brand value. All right. So people get to know, this business, they offer these, they have a good customer support. The kind of reputation that you have increases your business value. Then there's customer loyalty. All right. They know this business has great customer service. If I order from this person, they deliver within this amount of time. If I make my post on their page, they respond within this amount of time. All right. There's customer loyalty. Then easier introduction of new products because you already have a relationship with your existing clients. There's a rapport between the two of you. All right. So me introducing a new product, since I've been collecting feedback from them, I'm not just pushing out my products to them. I'm collecting feedback from them. I'm able to introduce a new product to them easily. And I'm also able to attract talent. So even within my clients, there are people who can offer, can I help with your brand advertisement? So they do say TikTok challenges for you, you know, increase the awareness of your brand, things like that. All right. So that's why it's important to create a brand identity that people can relate to. All right. Do I have any questions so far? Let me see again. This is our second pause for questions. All right. The first part, we were all together. The first part, yes. So Ismailia, the yellow pages was part of the, no. So Dinah hadn't posted the yellow pages before. All right. So make sure all the links that have been posted, you copy them. All right. Then you can look at them later on. So the market finder link has also been shared, all of these things. So Esther says, carry on. Thank you so much. All right. Brown says, tell your friends to tell your friends that the much awaited free digital skills training is on. Thank you so much, Brown. Thank you, Uche. Esther says, for me to continue. Who is seconding Esther? Who's seconding Esther? Who is seconding Esther right now? Esther says to continue. Who is seconding Esther? Okay, we are all quiet. We're very, 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 very quiet. Why are we quiet? So if you're quiet, I'm not even able to know if you've understood what I've just talked about. Okay. What about some into marking? What about some into marking? I don't understand your question, Mariam. Maybe you can rephrase it. What about some into marking? Sorry, I don't understand your question, Mariam. Maybe you can rephrase it. Chuchu says we can go on. Gabriel, the lecture is well understood. Thank you. And then Halima says supporting Esther. Thank you. Meanwhile, Mariam, you can drop your question again. I'll look at it later on. So we'll move on to the next slides, but I'll come back to pick your question again, just to make sure that I don't leave it unanswered. All right. So let's now look at how you can generate your sales on social media. How can you increase your sales? We've looked at creating your own brand identity. We've looked at understanding your target audience. What tools can you use to do your audience analysis? Why is it important to do your audience analysis? Now, how can you get sales from social media? All right. When we started, the first question that I asked everyone was, what are some of the benefits that you get from having your business online? All right. And we talked about increasing sales. Most of you mentioned brand visibility, reaching out to more customers. Okay. And those are basically actually responses to this question that I have on the screen. All right. But before we even get started with, getting into social media, and I'm just going to go over this briefly. We have another session, that's the third class, which should be, I think, next week. The focus will be mainly on social media marketing, right? So make sure that you don't miss any of the classes, all right? So social media, these are basically interactive platforms, all right, that, have been created to either share or interact with people, share your experiences, reach out to more clients, all right, establish connections with people. So that's basically social media. And we have a lot of platforms. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. Twitter is now X. I keep forgetting, right? There's Thread right now. We started last month. There's Snapchat. There is TikTok. Okay. So you have to figure out what platform is working out for you. And my advice is if you're not leveraging on any platform and you want to get started, just choose 2 or 3 platforms that you will focus on, then grow from there. Don't open accounts on all the platforms so that you're spreading all your efforts on all the platforms. And remember, not all platforms will work out for any brand. You'll find that there's 2 or 3 that will be beneficial to your business. So start out with 1 or 2 or 3, then you can grow as you move on or reduce as we move on, right? So these benefits are basically what most of you responded when you started. You get to reach a large audience, you connect with your audience, organic content. This is content that's free, all right? The content that you share normally when you go to your business page, right? I want to do sponsored ads. I can get started with Facebook advertising, creating my own brand identity, and we've talked about that, all right? You're also able to drive traffic to your website. When I come to your Facebook page, remember when you're creating the profile, it lets you add your business information, even the links to your website. So when someone comes to your Facebook page and they feel like, you know what, I feel like I need to learn more about this business, I can click the link that's there and go to their website. So you get to increase your website traffic, right? And you're able to evaluate your performance. That's where I talked about the Facebook business page. You're able to know I made 5 posts. What was my best performing post? My worst performing post? Who are the people who interacted with my post? At what time? All right. Which post did they like the most? So you can evaluate your performance, right? When you're coming up with your social media strategy, the first thing you need to understand is, what is my end goal? So that is, what is my objective? What do I want to achieve? Do I want to increase awareness? Do I want to increase sales? Do I want to increase my engagement? What is my business goal? And how can I measure them? I want to increase my social sales by 5% by the end of September or by the end of October. So I've given myself a target that I can measure within the end of September. Remember, I've said I want to increase my sales by 5% by the end of October. That is having a SMART goal. Okay. So I know by the end of September, I've increased my sales. My initial sale right now is maybe 30,000 naira. No, yeah, let me do like 50,000 naira, right? That's my sale as at end of July. And I want to increase it by 5% by the end of October. So within September, the first 2 weeks, maybe I increase my sales by 1%. By the end of September, it's at 3%. So I have a 2% deficit. In the month of October, will I be able to achieve that? Okay. Then what type of content will I post? Will I be sharing blogs? Will I be doing video posts? Will I be doing images? What kind of content will I post? So when I did my audience analysis, remember when I gave an example of corporate clients, they're mostly available either early in the morning, during lunchtime, or in the evening, right? When they're not working, maybe they're having their lunch, on their way to work, on their way from work is when they're usually online. That is the best time to post if I want to reach out to them. So what time will I post? Which channels, right? Remember, I also gave the example where 40 to 55-year-old people mostly are on Facebook. So if that's your target audience, Facebook would be ideal for you. If they're also corporate clients, you can leverage on LinkedIn. Okay. And then who will create and distribute content? Am I the one to be doing the social media post as the business owner, or can I assign this task to someone else? And then I want to do paid ads. Do I have the budget for that? No. Or yes. How much do I have? $50. Is it enough to run a Facebook ad? Yes, you can run Facebook ads or Instagram ads as low as $10 a day. All right. Then making the most out of the internet. You're looking at leveraging on different social media channels, all right, to achieve your business goals. And then automated customer service. Make sure you're always available to respond to inquiries when they're dropped on your pages. And then it's a transparent e-commerce platform. You're able to know, these are the amount of sales that I made from my website. I have an e-commerce website. I've listed my products online. These are the people who filled their carts, who checked out. I'm able to know how many website sales I made. All right. So I can measure the performance of my website. I can see who came to my site, who filled carts. I have 100 people came to my site. 50, 80, 70 out of these 100 people filled carts, completed the checkout process and made sales. 10 or 15 of these people filled carts and did not complete the checkout. Why? All right. So I ask myself such things, probably because my checkout process is complicated. Maybe my website is a bit complicated to maneuver. What can I do better to ensure that I don't have a lot of people filling carts and not completing the checkout process? All right. And then customized user recommendations. You get direct feedback from your clients. It's not hearsay, it's someone who bought from you giving you feedback, direct feedback. So when you're implementing recommendations, it's tailored to the need that was brought forth. Okay. Then let's look at data on the different social media platforms. Most people right now say, oh, Facebook is outdated, but guess what? It still has the largest number of users. It still has the largest number of users, all right? Followed by WhatsApp, Messenger, WeChat, Remember with WeChat, especially WeChat, you can do language translation from Chinese, okay, to English. WeChat, there's Instagram, Qzone. I don't know Qzone, okay. So Facebook still remains the platform with the largest number of users, all right? Then platforms that you can use for selling, mostly these are what works out. LinkedIn is very good for thought leadership. If you want to be a thought leader, you want people to be following you to get industry news, have conversations with, people who are in the same industry as you. LinkedIn is very good if you want to be a trend, a thought leader, all right, in your specific industry. For selling, you can look at this, and they have not included TikTok. TikTok is also very good for selling, okay? So those are the platforms that you can use if you want to be making sales, all right? Then what you need to ask yourself when you're getting started with placing your business on the online space, okay? You need to ask yourself, which network do I choose? That's where I mentioned you need to pick one, two, or three if you're not on any platform. Don't go on all the platforms, all right? Spread out your efforts on all the platforms and then find out neither of them is working out for you. Do you understand? Then what activity do I want to do on this network? I want to be making posts because I want to increase my engagement. I want to make sales. All right. So, what will I be doing on this post? I want to go to Twitter to be joining trending conversations because Twitter is very good if you want to create conversation, join trending conversations. All right. Instagram is very good if you want to get into following influencers, making sales. Instagram is good for, all right? Which group or community should I join? All right. So you're joining groups and communities where you have people with shared interests. So people with shared interests in the same industry as yours have the possibility of buying or rather purchasing from you. Then what kind of reactions do I want to elicit? Do I want people to feel pleasure when they interact with my post? Do I want them to feel informed? Okay, what do I want them to feel educated, right? What kind of reactions do I want? Do I want them to feel entertained? All right, then how much influence do I want to have? So what do I want people to think of when they see my brand or when they interact with my brand? Are there influencers in my industry that I can work with to build my brand, right? To advertise my brand. So those are the things that you need to ask yourself when you're getting started with the online space. Okay. I think up to that point, that basically marks the end of our class today. Do I have any question? Do I have any question? The attendance form will be shared at this point. Please make sure to fill in the attendance form with your correct name as you would want for it to appear on your certificate. Okay, so I'm seeing very positive responses. Um, Wow, wow, wow. Salome says, thank you, Ma, for this lecture. I want to know if any brand can be rebranded and pushed in the market without any conflict. Yes, there is nothing cast on stone. You can always brand and rebrand. All right. So when you're doing rebranding, you don't just wake up and maybe you've rebranded, created a new logo, come up with new brand colors, right? A whole new brand identity. You don't just wake up one day and start posting as that new brand, all right? So you can do, you're informing your followers, right? Your clients. So you're saying, we are working on rebranding, basically informing them so they are in the loop. All right. Then you give a teaser of, we will roll out our new brand maybe in end of September. Please look out. What do you think it could be? Engage them, have them, share guesses. What do you think we should do? What ideas do you have? So keep them entertained, keep them engaged. All right. So they're looking forward to you rolling out your rebranding, your new brand. Okay. So you don't just wake up and rebrand and roll it out and expect it to have the same reception as your previous identity. Okay, so make sure you inform them, do teasers, engage with them. You can even have live sessions where you talk about why you're rebranding. Do you understand? So make sure that you're always keeping your clients engaged. And then Mariam says, I'm a market, how will grow the brand for the company. Okay, so when you want to grow your brand, the most important thing is, as a business person, is not what you want to do. It's what the market demands, what the audience like. That is what you're looking at. I mean, if every business person did what they want to do, then their products or their services will not be tailored to their customers' needs. It would be tailored to their own goals. As much as I have my own business goals, I need to understand what my audience wants to see, what they want to hear, what is the demand in the market, what is trending. All right. So even when you're creating your brand, and you want to be marketable, all right, there's so many things that you need to look at besides what you want as a business person. All right. Okay. Uche says the training is free with certificate. Thank you. Fatima, thank you for the presentation. I see all your comments. Thank you so much for the positive comments. Ismaila says you've learned a lot. I'm really happy to hear. Ahmad says we're really enjoying the presentation. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you, God's will. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Halima. Thank you, Flavia, to hear that you've enjoyed today's class. I'm happy to hear that. Please make sure you fill in the attendance form, I repeat. And then if you want to learn more, you feel like I really enjoyed this class and I want to take time to also read more, you can go to learndigital.withgoogle.com. The link has been shared by Dinah. So Dinah, please reshare the attendance form for them to fill, and then they fill and the link to learn more, learndigital.withgoogle.com. So you can learn on your own and still get certified, another certificate. You study on your own, all right? So make sure that you click on all those links. And then Abubakar is asking, please, which social media app works best for skincare products and supplements vendors? I mean, looking at my experience and the knowledge that I have, I think Facebook or Instagram would actually work better for you, especially Instagram, Abubakar. Actually, especially Instagram and Facebook. Facebook would do well for you if you're doing paid ads. And if you're looking at organic selling at most, Instagram would work best for you, Abubakar. Thank you so much. For real estate, travel agency, and automobiles. I mean, like I said, all the things you need to do a search. So you can go to Google Trends, the link was shared. You can go to Market Finder and figure out the market, all right? Also ask your clients, because I might give you what I think, but I'm only one person. So you need to collect information from more and more people, all right? But for real estate, I've seen Facebook work out very well for real estate agents, all right? So I've seen Facebook work out for real estate agents, travel agency, Facebook also, and you can also use these partner sites. Okay, for travel agency, you can really have your listing on the partner sites like booking.com, TripAdvisor. That also works well for you. And actually, um, for real estate and travel agency, it's important that you have a website for sure. And right now, even automobiles have a website. Make sure you have a website. So for the last time, Dinah will share the link to creating the free website sites, your free websites, if you don't have, the resources to get a web developer. So I think that's the last link that will be shared. You're already 10 minutes past our allocated time. Happy to be here. I think the next session will be on Friday. I'm pretty sure the next session will be on Friday. Let me confirm. Tomorrow is 3rd. Yes, so the next session will be on Friday at 2 p.m. I'll see you again. Fortunately, I will still be your trainer for the second class. So please make sure you attend the class. I'll see you all on Friday. Okay. Bye. Bye bye.